Earlier today, I went to a sports event as a volleyball player, and my role was libero, which basically just means I in a way prioritize getting the volleyball because I'm best at receiving that. And then that has to be the worst volleyball game I've played in my entire life. It was so stressful. Okay, here's some background. I've been playing volleyball for maybe almost 9 years. So I'd say, okay, maybe I'm competent enough to be a main player and not a sub for volleyball. Maybe I have a bit of experience that makes me competent enough to compete. So during the warm-up, which actually wasn't really an official warm-up, it was more while they were setting up the net, me and my classmates were practicing volleyball with each other. So I'm just gonna refer to that moment as warm-up. So during warm-up, I felt really great. I'd even go as far as saying I felt like Nishinoya from Haikyuu, which of course I don't think I can ever be as good as Nishinoya, but I felt so energized and excited to at least win a game. I remember before we warmed up, sorry, the event organizer, I think, did a call time for the volleyball players, and I went down from the bench, and then my friend came up to me and she said, "Good luck." But during the warm-up, I think I got maybe a handful of my friends to be impressed, because I remember there's a specific time during the warm-up we were in maybe half court of just imagine a huge basketball court but split in half. We were using the one half to warm up while the others were setting up the net. While warming up, the server of the other team did a really strong serve, it almost looked like a spike. And then the volleyball was spinning, so okay, that's probably gonna hurt, and no one's catching it. So I go, okay, I'm gonna dive for it. And I genuinely felt like I was aura farming. I genuinely felt so amazing in that moment. I think, okay, I'm not gonna let my friends down, and maybe, hopefully, I can go on to championships. Fortunately, my friends are so supportive, and I just keep remembering their faces whenever I was able to dive for the volleyball during the warm-up. But during the actual game, oh my god, worst game I've ever played in my entire life. I genuinely, oh my gosh, I have to pull. Do you know the meme of the dog trying to keep their temper? I felt like that the entire time, and I was so stressed and frustrated with myself because I felt so great. I was confident to get the volleyball, but as soon as we're into an actual game, I crumble. I feel in the first set, each set needs to have one team up to 15 points. So basically you just need one team to get 15 points and they win. Obviously, from what you're hearing from what I'm saying, we didn't get the 15 points. During the actual game, I felt like it was kind of hard for me to be confident and get the volleyball. And I remember my friends were in the sidelines, cheering us on. And I just feel so frustrated in myself. They were smiling, they were so supportive, and I do this, and I do this. They were so nice. And my teammates, I think they're great, actually. I have nothing against my teammates or opponents, of course. I'm just so frustrated at my performance today. Maybe I wish I had more of a chance to get the volleyball. I genuinely felt like a corpse the entire game. And I think that's my fault. I'm just so frustrated with my performance. I'm not blaming my teammates or anyone or anything. It's just my worst performance my entire life, and my entire time in playing volleyball in my entire life. That's the worst experience, the worst game, oh my gosh, I genuinely felt like such a huge do you know when you're in a group project and none of your group mates are contributing? I felt like the group mate that wasn't contributing but was trying to put in, I was still trying. I was okay, maybe for the second set I'm able to catch the volleyball more. No, I still wasn't able to. And then the third set, I was subbed. And even after I was subbed, okay, I just want to state this for the record. I am not the most horrible, terrible volleyball player. I think you can understand I've been playing the sport for almost 9 years. Maybe years doesn't really equate to skill. It at least shows that I have some knowledge of the sport. So I'm okay with being subbed. I have nothing against that. Why would I? Just have some sportsmanship. So I was subbed, and even after I was subbed, they were still losing. So I had some comfort in knowing that I wasn't bringing the team down, but gosh, that was literally the worst volleyball game. I will not stop saying this. That is the worst game I've played in my entire life. No, actually, not even the worst volleyball game. Just worst game, period. I I know some basketball. Sometimes I play basketball. As a kid, I used to swim a lot, but now I have an allergy in swimming. I can play some badminton if I really need to. Out of all of these sports, out of all of these games I've played, basketball, badminton, volleyball, my gosh, this was the worst. This is just the worst sports game I've played, period. Not even volleyball. It's just the worst sports game ever. I feel so frustrated in myself. Like, I feel like I've disappointed my friends. Okay, my friends, I don't want to like make it seem like my friends are mad at me for not being able to win. It's just I'm just really frustrated what I've done as a volleyball player today. And even after I was like subbed, one of my friends weren't mad. Like, fortunately, my friends are really, really supportive. I wish I could have put like my performance from warming up before the actual game was put into the actual game. I don't know what made me so much less confident in the game, like the actual game. But warming up, I was so comfortable in the warm up. Like, I was so confident. Even before the warm up, I was practicing. Like, me and some classmates were in a circle, and we did sets, we did receiving, but there was no problem, was there? And during the actual game, oh my gosh, I'm actually like losing it. Like, I genuinely, after this, I don't know if I ever want to play volleyball ever again. Obviously, one bad experience doesn't make the future experiences any worse. It's so hard. It's so hard to make a comeback after this. Wow, I really hated today. Like, I was so happy. It was a disaster. At least my performance. I'm not blaming my teammates or my opponents. I think I've played enough sports games to not take it personally, of course. What I'm mainly annoyed and like mad about is my performance, okay? Like, I'm really frustrated myself. I could have made my friends proud. No, I lost. So after the third set, when I was subbed, I just left. Like, my mood was just spoiled. And that's the only role I have in the entire sports event anyway. So I'm no longer needed. I don't want to play anymore. That's genuinely ruined my entire mood today. And I think I have found a new way to cope. My new coping mechanism is oversharing on the internet, knowing people are probably not even listening, but it's okay. Still, it's like the worst. It's genuinely the worst game I've ever played. Maybe I should stop saying the worst game I've played. It's more like my worst performance in a volleyball game I've played. But just to be consistent with the title, I'm gonna keep saying the worst volleyball game I've played. I mean, I can always change it, but I think overall, my performance today was so good until the actual game. Like, it's so, maybe me being happy and energized during the practice parts were jinxing my actual performance in the actual game. I don't know. Like, I'm gonna come up with some tinfoil hats conspiracy theory about how the universe is conspiring against me. I swear. Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm genuinely I'm just getting more frustrated with myself the more I think about my performance. Most of all, like, I let my friends down. I feel like I disappointed them. I don't want to make it seem like they're the type to get mad at me for not winning a game. They're not like that at all. It's more like I really wanted to impress them. Like, I really wanted to impress my friends. And even after like the third set, even after I was subbed, they were like subbing more and more players. I'd say I left after like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And then I think they subbed at least 2 players, but at that point I wasn't paying attention. So maybe there is some comfort in knowing maybe our opponents were just way too good. I'm okay with saying that, of course. And maybe I feel kind of better knowing that my performance isn't what's bringing the team down. Like, even after I was subbed, they still like didn't get too many points in, at least before I left. But I think before I left, the other team had already gotten like a lot of points. So I don't know. Still, the worst sports game I've played. My worst performance in a sports game ever. Okay, goodbye.